Right, I've got a Citroen Berlingo key. Enter C mode, function description, okay. Right, so this Berlingo key has it's not opening or unlocking doors. And I'll show you right here, it just locks. So if I press on the lock, you get it, the frequency, but on the unlock, nothing on the unlock. So I need to make another key for this car. So we need to remote program Europe, Citroen. It's a Berlingo, like I said. And so this one here, it's a 2010. So this one is a 2009. ID 46. So let's see what chip we have in here. So we read the chip. Right, so it's an ID 46 chip, and we're quite happy with that. Right, so we are doing this one, and I've got the blue XN key in there to generate. So before I generate that, I need to open this up and put a battery, install a battery, brand new battery, and we should be good to go. All right, so we need to put a brand new battery. All right, so I've put a brand new battery in, and as you can see, the red light is flashing, so we are good to go. All right, so we have the battery in. Pop that in there and then generate this remote. Right, so that's done. We hit complete, and with this done, we need now to cut this key, cut this blade to that. So now we go to cut key, and it will be so decoding the key has been successful. So now we cut the new blade. Start cutting the key. So that's the one side done. We flip it over, cut the other side. So we start cutting the other side. Right. 3, bring your cut key, and that's the one for the car. Right, so now key programming, special function, immobilizer, agreed, and we are working on a Citroen. Alright, so we want to program keys. Select by model. Okay, so we go, let's go automatic. And it's got all our details. That's good. So we click OK, type 3, OK. So program keys. After performing this function, all keys will be erased. Press OK to continue. OK. If security code is wrong, the programming will be forbidden. Please input security code. Right, so now let's try automatic. Turn the ignition on with a programmed key. Press OK. Switch the ignition off. Press OK to continue. After, then switch ignition on. So after press OK, then put the ignition on. Ignition off, and we press OK. This is a back and forth. It requires a lot of patience. After you press OK, switch ignition on. So it's OK, and we go on the dash. Press OK. Right after press OK, then switch ignition on immediately. Switch ignition off. Ignition off, and we hit OK. After I press OK, then switch ignition. So OK, and then switch ignition on. Switch ignition off. Press OK. What a nightmare. Is this gonna end today? Switch, press OK, and then on. Switch off, and OK. After press OK, switch ignition on. Switch ignition off. Press OK. This is daunting. Press OK, then switch ignition on. Switch ignition on. There we go, that's our password, 3RFW. Right, so now we are programming the key automatic. Okay. Program keys. Okay. Yes. So now we put it's 3 right, so we click OK. So security code is correct. OK to continue. Number of keys, we are programming 2 keys today. Right, switch ignition off. Press OK to continue. Off, press OK to continue. Insert the new key and ignition on. Program success. Ignition off and remove the key. Ignition off and remove the key. Press OK. Insert the other key in and key on. Program success. Switch ignition off and remove key. Switch ignition off and remove key and press OK. End programming. Yes. So we finished programming our keys. Right, so this was the original, and that's the one that we cut. So let's start with the one that we cut. Put it in the ignition. Starts the car straight away.
Maybe try the Charman Theme Centre on Forest Road.
So there we go, that's the one we cut and programmed. Starts the car. And then now we try the original. Starts the car. absolutely fine, no problems there. So we've got 2 keys, oops, cut and programmed. All right, so that's our 2 keys cut. Well, we just cut this one and programmed, so happy days. So now we need to program the remote. All right, so there we go. Lock, unlock, lock, and unlock. So to program your remote, you need to stick the key in the ignition for about 10 to 15 seconds. Push any button. So you put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition on, press and hold either the lock or unlock button for about 10-15 seconds. You switch off, pull out your key, and automatically it will lock and unlock.